Guys, we are going to enter the Matrix. The Matrix Resurrections. Is it good? Is it bad? Should you go? Should you not? Find out today. Hi, how you doing today, Movie Nation? It's Just Jess here. Hope you're having a good day. And today, yes, the Matrix Resurrections. We are going to go at AMC Streets in Woodfield in Schaumburg at 10:30 in IMAX. That's right, in IMAX. Today is Saturday, December 25th. So Merry Christmas, by the way. That's why I'm wearing red. But we still have to go to the theaters. We cannot do Christmas without the theaters, so we're going to leave.
So we got Matrix Resurrection. Is this worth going in IMAX? Honestly, that really depends if you like the Matrix series. Going in IMAX only if you watched them before or really intrigued in the Matrix series of the movies. Now, yes, it has amazing fight sequences as well as the beautiful crisp screen and as well as a surround sound with the fighting sequence involved. If you watch the trailers and it's still iffy to you, like when you watch the trailers, you're like, probably regular is fine for all those us that love the Matrix trilogy or just interested in like the better experience for the Matrix itself. Because remember, back then the Matrix was like advancement phenomenon. So Matrix for this movie, yeah, only if you like the other previous two installments, or maybe if you have a gift card, or if you want to just go balls to the wall, the best screen possible. We got the Matrix Resurrections. Now, so if you've never watched the Matrix series, basically they're over the top fighting sequences as well as like interdimensions with computers and as well as real life to fake life and all that crazy stuff. However, if you don't know, this is the rundown of this movie. So Neo, played by Keanu Reeves, is a game designer in a virtual world, and guess what he's designing? He's designing the Matrix at his company like a video game designer. The first sequence of the movie, it felt like vibes from Free Game, like they're making this video game in the video game itself. So he's in the simulation, which is kind of like real life to us, but he's also making a video game as his day job into the game itself, which is called the Matrix, which I know it gets a little bit weird, but his contract or his corporation is called Binary. So he's like the best game designer. He wakes up, he goes to work out, he goes to eat at the same coffee shop, he plays this game, he introduces this game. However, if you've never watched the Matrix movie, this is, I feel like, a breath of fresh air for you if you've never watched a Matrix series, because to me this feels like telling it to new people for a new generation. It's like retelling it, and I just want to say it does definitely bank of nostalgia, because when I saw the first three movies back when I was like smaller. If you've never watched the first Matrix movie or the first three, I feel like this one would be awesome to catch up, because there's a lot of scenes that play in B-roll inside the movie, as well as so much like exposition and backstory and dialogue talking, which, and I'm not trying to say like I'm already talking bad about this movie, but there's a lot more talking than fighting and action sequences. It felt like they recreated the first movie, but with new ideas, with the new audiences in mind. They already show you what you need to know based on the other three films if you did not watch them for this movie. Now, yes, of course, if you watch the three films, there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of backstory that you already know, that the movie is already telling you again. But it's nice to do that because of newcomers, because it's been years since like the first trilogy Matrix came out, and like that's what it felt like. It felt like the same recreation of the first movie or the first three movies told into one compact, but I feel like it's very short. Now, yes, of course, there's amazing fight sequences and amazing like soundtrack with the fight sequences installed. There's also new powers. However, Keanu Reeves' character Neo, he has like new special abilities that I'm not gonna like obviously ruin it for you, but I like his new abilities. However, Jessica Hendrick, which is Bugs, which is the blue-headed girl, which I think she's gorgeous. By the way, in the movie, she has new powers too. So it's like, and especially new Morpheus. New Morpheus, it's like his outfits, his charisma, I really like. Now, I don't know why they couldn't get Lawrence Fishburne back in the movie. It's a recreation of the first movie. Keanu Reeves' Neo character gets plugged out of the Matrix because of the red pill versus blue pill. So it just felt like the first movie just added new details with a reskinned. When you think of Matrix movies, when I think of Matrix movies, I thought this movie was going to be like a monumental advancement forward, a next step in a revolutionary of movies and fighting sequences. Because when the first movie came out, it was such a revolutionary at that time, and then every single progressed after that. A lot of people didn't like the other second films, Matrix Reloaded, or I forgot the last one, the third one, the name, but I did. When you think of Matrix, it's supposed to be like an advancement, and ultimately to me, I'm really sorry, but it felt like this was a little bit disappointing. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm trying to get my hopes up, because I don't want to expect the best, but when you throw out Matrix there, and yeah, one of the directors is only back, it's not both of the Kawajaskis. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that name right. However, some of the villains feel lackluster and like boring. Like, yes, there's a new agent, but when you see the movie, and I'm not going into spoilers, it's like, yes, the villain is like wow, but it's like basically reskinned, you know? Like it feels like they're trying to recreate the first movie, like lightning in a bottle, into this one. I'm gonna just be honest, it didn't catch me the way I wanted it before. Like, yes, I feel like there was a lot of exposition, a lot of talking. Neo's new powers are awesome. Jessica is good with her new abilities. They showed that to her. And Trinity by Carrie Ann Moss, I feel like she doesn't even participate until like the third act of the movie. Like she's there in the first two acts, but she's not really like in herself, like kicking people's asses, you know, like doing crazy stuff until like the third act. Yeah, I love what they did with her character, but it's like they wasted her until the last act of the movie. This was just a reskin of the first movie, like, which isn't a bad movie, but it's not a great movie. But this feels like, and I know a lot of people are gonna get mad, this feels like a cash grab. Like honestly, like yes, everything seems like it's okay. This is not a great movie. It's not a bad one. It's just not like really good. To be honest, Matrix Resurrections, I'm gonna say it's okay. All I can say is just I feel like it's just reskinned. When I look at this movie, I'm like, wow, like there was so much wasted potential. Like yes, some of the great character moments, fight sequences are there, like don't get me wrong, but it was just way more exposition and talking. And yeah, like the first three movies had that as well, but like when you make a movie like this, Matrix, like you expect, or the audience just expects like a monumental step forward. And it just, I just felt like it didn't really deliver to the diehard Matrix fans, which is us, because I watched the other ones, and to me, I felt like this was just for a new audience, or like the younger generation to know about the Matrix without watching the old movies, because today's day, like they're not out of date. You can still watch them, but I feel like for like their kids or daughters, or for like a new generation, you know, Matrix Resurrections. Honestly, guys, Matrix Resurrections, I'm gonna just say this is okay. Like, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, you know, he's giving it a bad rating, but like, it just does not feel like the Matrix we all know, grown to love. Like, yes, there's good moments, good fight sequences, good soundtrack. IMAX screen is amazing with the crisp green, but a lot of exposition, a lot of storytelling, a lot of backstory telling. It's like they're backtracking at most. And I don't know, I just feel like the villains are lackluster. Like, it just felt like more complex at the time. And now it's like so easy to like, I don't know, I just want to say cash grab. Like, it's not a good movie. It's just not a bad movie. It's just not great, you know? But honestly, guys, that's gonna be everything for me today. Hope you have a great day, and let me know if you ever need anything. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you never miss a minute, and maybe consider hitting that notification bell so when you get updated every time I hit a new release. Take care.